What is up, champs and champettes? We are back and we are in the Putt Confidently Approach, and we are working on principle number 2, which is how we are lining up for the basket. And this is the one I get heated up probably the most about right now, and it is, spoiler alert, we are pointing our foot, our front toe, on our line. We are not cocking it to the left. We are going straight at the basket. Let's get into it. This is something I see on course. This is something I see in putting tips. This is something I see all over the place. And I honestly just don't really get it. My first point is that you don't see this in any other sport. You're talking bowling. You're talking baseball. We're on a basketball court. You're talking free throws. You don't see in any of these sports, this is not part of the equation. It also goes against how all the muscle fibers work in the leg and the muscles that we're trying to use to get the disc in the basket. Starting with the hip flexor. Those muscle fibers run mostly lateral in the hip flexor. Tibialis anterior on the shin, same thing. The deltoid muscle, medial deltoid, lateral, direct. So if we're setting up and we're cocking the foot, 30 degrees or so, we're working, all of these muscles are gonna sort of buckle up. The lateral fibers here can only go so far in this direction. The tibialis anterior, you're gonna get a bunch in here at the top of the knee. The deltoid has to, it kind of stays on line, but it still is sort of wanting to pull left. That's my sort of point here with talking about the muscle fibers, is they're all sort of naturally, if you point your foot to the left, they all sort of naturally, they really want to work dead straight in line, but if you point them left, they're kind of going to want to just pull left. And that's going to mean short putts, and that's going to mean left putts. I'm just really ranting about this, I'm sorry. But if it was, such a good idea to putt, with your foot twisted like this, why doesn't everybody, why don't you see Kevin Jones, do a straddle putt like this? You don't, because that's just kind of not the way it works. Now I know that there's some good putters out there that do cock the foot, and they hit some putts. We're talking 20 feet here. We're not talking edge of circle. We're not talking circle 2. We're talking 20 feet. I think they make those putts in spite of their footwork, in spite of their lineup, rather than because of it. One other thing we're going to get into, this is another principle that is going to come up in future videos, is the brace. Now, even most people think of brace and they think of a backhand drive, forehand throw. You have to putt. You have to have a brace in your putt as well, and that is the ball of your foot. So if we're having our foot cocked, to the left like this, and we come up on that ball, that foot, we're really working toward that pinky toe. Our weakest toe, the least stability, with our muscle fibers all twisted up, where if we got our putt, if we got our line up, straight in line, we can get up to our putting brace, where we're working from, and we get a nice clean brace, a nice clean roll up, right onto the strongest part of our foot, where the weight is distributed perfectly, the way it was designed to work. Instead of rolling up and sort of having to stop short before you get to your full brace, because the pinky toe can only handle so much pressure. So this is what I think about at night. I hope it helps you out. You don't have to implement any of these principles. If you just want to watch these and just hear the ideas, that's totally cool. I suggest, next time you're out there practice putting, try, if you're stagger stancing like this, try and set up the front foot pointed right on your line. Whether you're putting right at the basket, you're trying some long hyzer putts, point your front toe on your line, see what happens. So stay tuned. The next principle is going to be talking more about the brace on the front foot when you're putting. uphill, downhill, flats. We're gonna talk about that feeling, what we're working toward there. We're sort of working from the ground up with the approach, with the principles. So stay tuned for that. There might be a couple sports science, maybe a sports psychology mixed in before that. You know, we got a lot of ideas, and we're really doing this YouTube thing this year. Going forward, I should say, I think I've got enough ideas for a few years of pretty good YouTube content, I should say. We'll catch you later.